This actually works out pretty well for me. We're Dynamax our Ninetales here. YouTube, today we're going to be trying out this kind of team. I have no idea. I guess it's a troll type of team because it has Sheer Cold, Ninetales, Quick Claw, Kyogre, Bright Powder, Kyurem White, Scope Lens, Regieleki, and Razor Claw Incineroar. We'll see how this goes, but if you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, rate us, help me out anymore. Check out the details of the team and the creator down below in the description. We'll see how this goes. We might just go 0-3 in this episode. This might be like one of the first 0-3 episodes in like a super long time, but let's see. Let's get started and play some games. Kyogre, Zacian, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Grimmsnarl, Zapdos. A pretty standard team. Okay, now what do I exactly want to go? I feel like Regieleki. I mean, Zapdos is a big problem. It depends on the Zapdos set, because if it's Heat Wave, that's really bad for my Ferrothorn. If it's not, it's actually probably really good for my Ferrothorn. I want to say I go with Regieleki plus Kyogre lead if they lead something that isn't the Rillaboom. And I don't know if they're going to lead something with the Rillaboom against my potential Kyurem. I feel like Zacian would actually be like a pretty heavy lead here. Maybe like Zacian plus Grimmsnarl. I don't think they would lead Grimmsnarl plus Kyogre. I guess they could, but I don't think they are. And then Ferrothorn and the Kyurem in the back. Incineroar would be nice for the Rillaboom, but I don't have Parting Shot, which is a pretty big factor. Ninetales would be nice for the Zapdos and the Rillaboom and the Grimmsnarl, but I feel like against the Kyogre plus the Zacian, it's gonna be a little bit too weak right here. We'll see how this goes. I don't know. What are we gonna see here? This is gonna be a pretty important one because I would really like to see a Zacian lead immediately. We're gonna see Zacian and the Kyogre immediately. Okay, that's not what I've expected, but that actually works out pretty well for me. Okay, so I lead my Regieleki plus Kyogre. They gotta be in a really tough position right here. Although one of the things about my Kyogre is I don't know how fast my Kyogre is. So I don't think Electro plus Water Spout allows me to outspeed the Zacian. I'm pretty sure this Kyogre has bulk, if I'm not mistaken here. It is a lot of HP, so yeah, we're not that offensive actually. Okay, so I think Protect Regieleki turn 1 and scout for what they're going to do. Like if they're going to Dynamax the Kyogre is a good play turn 1, and I think I'm just going to fire off a Scald right here. If I get the Quick Claw, maybe I could get the Burn off into the Zacian, which would be really nice. We're going to see the Zacian retreat here. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. Into Rillaboom. Incineroar, I don't know about that one. I will gladly take the Incineroar off your hands if you give me the Incineroar, because Incineroar is like one of the few checks you have for the Ferrothorn, so I'll gladly take it. A Dynamax? Yeah, Dynamax. Okay, so we force a Dynamax from the Kyogre. All right, and that's pretty good. Incineroar as a play is very interesting here. I mean, if they're a Solvest Kyogre, this kind of makes sense though. Maybe they're like hoping, oh, I can survive a physical Eleki or I can survive a special Eleki as long as I bring Incineroar, because I get the Intimidate off and having the Solvest on the Kyogre, which most of them are on this team. So then they can knock out the Eleki in response if I'm not a Assault Vest, and I guess that's their plan right here. I am able to get Scald. Their Kyogre is actually pretty slow. I am able to get a pretty powerful Scald off, knock out the Incineroar. Fantastic. That's a really good turn. A critical hit shouldn't have really mattered right there. So let's see. What is their Kyogre going for? It's going to be Geyser into, I'd imagine this is the Eleki slot. So pretty good turn. Pretty good turn. Yep, it is going to be into the Eleki. Nice. Okay. Really good turn for me, actually. Okay. Now I could save my Eleki, or I could... I don't really need... Oh, what's coming in? Rillaboom? Rillaboom coming in. Okay, makes sense. I think my play here is just to switch out the Eleki into Ferrothorn right here and just switch out my Kyogre into Kyurem. I like that a lot. Although I don't really need Kyogre too much anymore. I feel like it's just good to have a sack later on. So I'm going to go Ferrothorn here, and I'm going to go out into my Kyurem. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Oh, actually, this could be Grassy Glide from the... I guess this could be like Grassy Glide Max Lightning too, or maybe Grassy Glide Max Geyser. Maybe if they're going to max Geyser my Kyogre slot. That would actually be kind of annoying. It could be Strike here too. I could definitely see that. Because you probably want to Grassy Glide to Eleki potentially, but I feel like Grassy Glide Kyogre is not a bad play either. So I think they have options. It really just depends on which one they think gives them the best odds of winning here, because it really just depends on their Kyogre set, because I don't know. Grassy Glide comes out, and my Bright Powder actually affecting it here. A Geyser comes out in the Ferrothorn, which makes sense. I do take it extremely well, however. Really nice. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, the Rillaboom's not usually... Okay, so this is actually pretty good because now I can get a really powerful power-up off because this is grassy terrain boosted. And the Rillaboom's in a really awkward position. I think they're usually... Are they a Soul Vest on this team? I've seen a lot of Miracle Seeds on this team. If so, Freeze Strike could maybe knock it out right here. I could also Dynamax this mon, but I don't think I have to. I think I'm just gonna go for the Freeze Strike right here. If they switch into Zacian, so be it. I think that's okay here, and it looks like they don't. So I get a Freeze Strike off, which is really nice. Okay, really powerful, and it does knock out the Rillaboom. Perfect. So goodbye Rillaboom, and then I think all I need is a... at this point it's looking really good. I just need a power whip hit into the Kyogre. I might need an electro whip hit upcoming, but I think this is okay here. So power up. Oh, very, very nice damage right there into the Kyogre. That's beautiful damage right there. Okay. I really, really like this spot right here. And I mean, I really like this spot because I'm pretty sure that I can just win with Eliki combined with Kyurem at this point. This still might come down to an Electro Web hit, which is kind of troll, but like that's what I have to do at this point. I also do have an out in case Electro Web does miss, and I do have a Bright Powder on my Kyurem. I'm assuming the Kyogre is probably a Soul Vest at this point. That's what it looks like to me because it doesn't look like Mystic Water damage. I'm going to go for the power up into the Kyogre slot, and I'm just going to protect my Kyurem right here. If they are sub Zacian, I guess this becomes really interesting, but I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. I'm going for the KO into the Kyogre. I guess I'll sack my Kyogre if I have to. Yeah, I'd sack my Kyogre if I have to. Electro Thunder doesn't seem like a bad play as well. Looks like they're attacking with the Zacian, no protects, which makes sense. They have to go for an offensive position. They're going to go for the Behemoth Blade, which means I might take the knockout into their... Let's see. Origin Pulse. If I hit the Power Whip and this doesn't KO my Fairform... Oh, I dodged. But it shouldn't matter. I'm pretty sure I lived it. It didn't look like it would KO based on the geyser damage. I do just eliminate the Kyogre straight up, and I think that just seals up the game for me at this point. I don't see how they're winning now. Because, yeah, I don't think the Origin Pulse would have just knocked out the Fairform. So I guess we're going to go for a Steel Roller into the Zacian slot. And, yeah, we might as well just go for that Steel Roller. Get rid of that grassy terrain because we don't need it. And we're going to go for the Earth Power. And we'll save our Dynamax, I guess, for Eliki. Because as long as we get some chip, we're good. No Behemoth Blade dodge with the Bright Powder. Unfortunate, but okay. Behemoth Blade going to come out into the Kyurem. And that does pick up the knockout. Okay. A Steel Roller should put this thing into max lightning range guaranteed, and then I'm pretty sure we have the sealed right here. So Steel Roller. Okay. And then I guess we could go for, I mean, I guess there's a few things I could do. You know what? I might as well try for something fun since I do have a guaranteed win con locked, I'm pretty sure. They have to respect my Kyogre anyway. Water Spout's going to do a lot, so let's go for that Quick Claw win con. We're going to go for the Quick Claw win con and then a Gyro Ball because the Zacian only has single target moves. I'm guaranteed to at least get 2 hits off in the Zacian, and I might only need 1 or 2 to win this game. So Gyro Ball, and let's go for that Quick Claw Water Spout. Let's see if we get it. Did we get the Quick Claw Water Spout? Would be pretty fun. Unlucky there. Sacred Sword into the Kyogre does do quite a bit of damage. Water Spout probably not going to pick up the knockout. Ooh, really close though. And then Gyro Ball will finish off the Zacian. Okay. A Bright Powder really didn't matter. The Bright Powder really didn't matter. It only mattered if like we would have been effective with the Zacian Behemoth Blade. I think that was the only thing that could have been like a case for like, oh, Bright Powder would definitely come into play there. Otherwise, like we were able to, I think, just like Eliki, like we were able to KO the Incineroar. Fairform was just super tough for them to break at that point because they brought in Rillaboom plus the Kyogre. I was able to get a really good position with the double switch into Fairform plus Kyurem, and they really had to watch out. They couldn't really safely switch in the Zacian, for instance, right there, because if I called it, would have been detrimental. So they stayed in and probably doubled up. I'd imagine they doubled up the Fairform right there and being able to eliminate the Rillaboom and then get the strong hit in the Kyogre. I think just sealed it for my Eliki, assuming no Electro miss, but even then maybe I didn't even have to go for it. I think Dynamax Kyogre could have just straight up won at that point too. Lugia, Zacian, Regieleki, the Sableye, Umbreon, and Incineroar. What a team this is. Okay, there's definitely some very interesting parts Kyurem is actually pretty decent against the Lugia because we ignore multi-scale. If we were Life Orb, well, I don't think Life Orb actually even KOs Lugia through to multi-scale. Okay, I want to go. Ooh, there's quite a few things I could go here. There's a lot of actually. Oh boy, I want to bring Ninetales here. I want to bring Ninetales, and I think Ninetales is really good here. Yeah, I do like Ninetales a lot, and I mean a lot here. I'm gonna go with Ninetales and Incineroar, I think. I mean, Ninetales and Incineroar is pretty strong. Kyogre is not bad. I kind of want to bring the Ferrothorn since Ferrothorn's a really good pivot, but I think my best play is like Ogre and Kyurem. Because Kyurem's, of course, really good against the Lugia. Although, it is probably pretty good against everything else as well. Ferrothorn would be nice because I think it pivots in really nicely against the Lugia, but otherwise it's just really tricky. And then I think Eliki could be like really devastating to my opponent too, but there's a lot of things that do scare me. Is like if the Lugia starts Quake boosting alongside the Umbreon, I feel like it's going to be a bit of a problem. I mean, Umbreon's actually kind of scary, and Quake in general is actually pretty tough. So this is actually a very tricky game right here. There's actually a lot of things that could go absolutely wrong. Let's see though. At the worst case, we do have Sheer Code on our Ninetales, and that could actually be a important factor. I wish we had Parting Shot on the Incineroar though, because Parting Shot on the Incineroar would allow me to like slow down the Lugia faster. But we'll find out. Umbreon Sableye leading against my Ninetales and my... Okay. Can you tell this is a VGC 22 game? I would not be able to tell you. Okay. This is okay here. This is actually pretty ideal. I'm going to be able to get a Flare Blitz off right here into probably the Umbreon and get some chip, which is pretty strong here. And let's see. I think that's always the play. Yeah, I'm just going to protect and I'm going to Flare Blitz. I want the damage off into the Umbreon. Maybe it puts in Moonblast range. Could I Dynamax the Ninetales? I don't know. Am I Dynamaxing a Ninetales in this game? It could be possible. I wish I had Icy Wind too. Like, there's so many moves I want on the Ninetales. Icy Wind would be so nice because I could slow down the Lugia. We'll see. I'm worried about Fake Out right here. I don't know if they... I don't think they can afford to swap either of their Pokemon in, because Hail's going to break the multi-scale on the Lugia, and the Zacian can't exactly switch in Incineroar very comfortably. We're going to see Sableye switch out into the Zacian. Oh, if I flare this to Sableye slot, imagine. Oh, that would have been so nice there. Okay. But that's fine. Okay. So Zacian comes in. I get a Protect Off with my Ninetales. I don't want to share code immediately, but there is a chance. Oh, that Umbreon's pretty fast. Oh, wait, no. Umbreon's just naturally faster than Incineroar, right? You had to go pretty slow on the Umbreon initially. All right. So Snarl right there makes sense. Flare Blitz going to come out immediately into the Umbreon, which is pretty, actually really good damage right there. Are you Goggles on the Umbreon? Can we confirm that right here? Hail damage. Okay, it's not Goggles, so Moonblast might KO. I guess if it's leftovers though, but it's not leftovers, it looks like. Oh no, it is. Okay. So that's okay here for me. That's really okay here. I don't mind sacrificing Incineroar here. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Moonblast the Umbreon because they don't have a good switch. And I'm just going to Flare Blitz the heck out of the Zacian right here. Because I don't have a switch anyway. Like, we don't have switches. That's the problem. Like, the only switch they could really pull is like their... I hope that the Umbreon goes down to Moonblast. Because if it doesn't, if I lose my Sash, that's really bad. But we'll find out, I guess. Ninetales, you kind of got to come in clutch right here. KO the Umbreon. And if they double up my... Ninetales, that'd be really good for me, but it looks like not the case. They could start going to KO my Incineroar. Okay. That's fine. Alongside a Moonblast going to come out into the Umbreon, which is pretty big. Ah, it's not enough, though. Not enough. And Moonlight, though. Okay, that is only a 25% heal, which I will gladly take. Okay. Wait, hold on. This actually works out really well for me. All right. Oh, beautiful. I'll take that. That's really great, actually. They're taking more hail damage. I guess they just wanted some recovery right there. That's perfect. That's actually perfect right here. Man, Icy Wind would have been nice because I could have gone into a Kyogre very safely. But I am going to go into Kyogre now. We're going to click Scald here into... Did we click Scald? I feel like we click Scald. I feel like we always click Scald. But maybe their Zacian just protects. I mean, there is an opportunity that it does click protect here as well, but I am just going to click Moonblast for sure here into the Umbreon, but I need the damage into the Zacian safely, so I think I will just Scald here. Oh boy, this could get really something here. They do just protect. Okay, so they're just trying to get the free switch probably into their Lugia. This upcoming end game is going to be pretty unique here, as we are able to get the Moonblast off into the Umbreon, finish it off right there. Excellent. So Umbreon is eliminated. Really nice. Oh man, I could definitely see this position coming down to we'll find out, I guess. Lugia, I wonder if it's max speed. Oh, Aleki, it's not Lugia. Huh. Do we believe in Quick Claw? Do we believe in Quick Claw, Kyogre? Oh geez, I was really hoping for the Lugia, but it kind of makes sense why they didn't bring the Lugia, because I think they're Dynamaxing the Aleki right here. You know what? I'm going for the Quick Claw. I think I see some outs here depending on what they go for. I'm going for the Quick Claw. Let's go for the Quick Claw Water Spout. Let's risk it here. I think we have to anyway, because if they max Lightning my Kyogre and it just OHKOs my Dynamax Kyogre, I just lose. There's like 2 outs I have here, which is Bright Powder in the Kyurem if I don't get the Water Spout off here. And there's also Blizzard Freeze, I suppose, because they did Dynamax the Aleki, means they didn't go for Electwhip. If we get the Quick Claw here, can we get the Quick Claw? Oh man, this is so true right here. No Quick Claw. Okay, Max Lightning and the Kyogre probably finishes off the Kyogre. Yep. All right, we're gonna need a Bright Powder specifically from the Zacian. Can we get that Bright Powder? Oh man, if we had just Icy Wind, we would be completely okay. The Kyogre does go down here. And okay, Life Orb Hail. Behemoth Blade is going to come out into my... All right, let's figure this out. This is going to be pretty big. Okay. Blizzard Freeze is also potential, but we have to hit. We did miss a Zacian. Okay, that's the big one right there. So Blizzard into Aleki. Actually, not bad damage. All right, Kyurem. I don't know if... Actually, I'm pretty sure Behemoth Blade could still miss as long as I'm Bright Powder, but that's just such a weird mechanic. We're going for it though. I'm gonna click Sheer Code and I'm gonna click Max Quake. You know what? Why not? Why not? They're probably going... I guess I could go for Protect or Max Guard here alongside a Sheer Code, I guess. But I mean, I think Aleki just always attacks the Ninetales slot here, so I don't think it's really gonna matter. We're gonna need a Bright Powder. Can we get the Bright Powder? Come on. Can we get the Bright Powder? It'd be really funny if we could get the Sheer Code off. Like, if they target down my Kyurem for some reason, they miss, and I get the Sheer Code off and the Max Quake, that's the best potential turn. I don't think it's happening, but it would be so amazing right here. They might go for Strike or Airstream if they have it, though. They are going to go for a Lightning into... Okay, they do target the Ninetales. So Ninetales, unfortunately, is not going to get a Sheer Code off. Can we get the Bright Powder miss, though? We didn't get the Quick Claw. Can we get the Bright Powder miss? That's the big one here. It looks like no. Okay, unfortunate right here. Yeah, I had to get either the Quick Claw or the Bright Powder, which, granted, aren't exactly super high odds. I had to go for one or the other. Actually, is Quick Claw 10 or 20% now? I actually don't remember, but unfortunately, we are going to be falling right here. I mean... What was the outside RNG factors outside of Quick Claw or Bright Powder I could have played for? The Aleki was Life Orb, so I think Kyogre was 100% going down there regardless, and I'm pretty sure it was probably a double up into my Kyogre slot, so the only way I probably got out of that was either by sacking the Kyurem, which I guess I could have went for. The only other outs I guess I could have gave me a better shot was like going for a Sheer Code into the Zacian slot, as well as a swap to Kyurem. So I guess maybe I could have played for that end game, but I don't know. It was definitely not exactly the best game plan, but that's the tools that I had, and I think I gave myself a decent high shot. I do think that maybe the Kyurem sack is probably better there at that point, and going for that Sheer Code and then going for the Quick Claw out there, because I do get the 30% chance at least, which is higher than the 10% Bright Powder right there. Grimmsnarl Palkia with Groudon, Rillaboom, Aleki, and Incineroar. Why does this team look so bad against Hail? Unironically, wait. I have Freeze Dry on the Cure, which is really good. I mean, really good. Okay, hold up. This is such a... Such a weird thing here for them to be weak to. I actually don't even want to bring Kyogre. They have to bring Rillaboom, right? I'd say the 4 they bring are... Actually, I don't even know who they're forced to bring. I think it's like Grimmsnarl, Paul. I don't think they could bring Eliki, right? I feel like Eliki is not that great against my team, but I feel like they need the top 4. I think Incineroar they don't bring. Oh boy, it's kind of tricky for them. This matchup looks strange for both of us, actually. I'm gonna go with Eliki plus the... I want to go Kyurem or Kyogre lead. I'm actually kind of fine with leading Kyogre because, I mean, I don't really need Kyogre for much. I just need Electro Speed Control realistically. You know what? I'm going to go with Kyurem. With Ninetales and Kyogre in the back, I think is okay here. Incineroar is useful. I realistically was thinking about like not even bringing the Kyogre, but I might as well. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have brought Kyogre. I feel like Kyogre doesn't even help me that much now I think about it. Yeah, because Kyogre only affects like the Groudon, which I don't even need. Maybe Fairform was better. I think Fairform was probably better actually. Yeah, I think Fairform was better. It was a good pivot too into Grimmsnarl stuff because Grimmsnarl can go for like Thunder Wave, Scary Face, or Trick into my Kyurem. So yeah, looking back at it, probably not the best. We're gonna see the Grimmsnarl plus the Palkia lead here, which is not too surprising. Kind of curious on like what are they going to decide to do here. Turbo Blaze activates before pressure, which is good information to know. That means the Kyurem is faster here. I do want to go for an Electroweb here immediately, and I guess the question is what are they going to do on their side. I think I'm just going to go for a Freeze Dry or Protect. I think Freeze Dry is actually probably worth it here. Now let's see. Because they don't know if my Kyurem carries a guarantee. They might just go for a Light Screen safe play. And if they go for the Light Screen safe play, I will gladly go for the Freeze Dry chip into the Palkia. Because that is probably one of the massive threats, I think, to my... It's a massive threat just in general offensively. I don't want them turning down my Eliki and like me getting punished for it. I like them going for like a Trick Lagging Tail into like a Max Quake, for instance. So I don't think that's worth it. I think I'd rather just attack here. I mean, I'd probably just have to call this turn 1, right? Realistically, we're going to see the Palkia Dynamax. All right. Who are they targeting and what's the Grim doing? Because that's a big one. What the Grim is doing is really questionable. Electroweb is going to be really nice to slow down the Palkia. And if it's like a Trick Palkia, it's really good because maybe Kyurem can outspeed. They go for a Light Screen, which is perfect. Okay, that's really ideal. So they do go for the Light Screen. I am able to get an Electroweb off, which is pretty huge into the Grimmsnarl and the Palkia. That Palkia took like no damage. Is that a Assault Vest? I know Light Screen's up, but that took it so well right there. Freeze Dry going to come out into the Palkia. Does a lot of damage, which is great, but not enough. A Max Dragon going to come out is going to target down my Kyurem. Okay, so Kyurem just going to go down immediately, which I think is fine. I don't think that's a bad one at all here. Okay. I wonder if Scope Lens Eliki could come into play here. I think Kyogre is probably the most expendable here. I actually really like Ninetales in the back. So yeah, we're going to go out into Kyogre right here. Actually, should I have just went Ninetales and clicked Starfall here? Maybe it was better. The thing is, I feel like it might have been actually. I want to go Kyogre because I think Kyogre is fine because I really want to threaten that Grimmsnarl. That Grimmsnarl is going to be a pain for me to handle in the long term. So I think I'm just going to protect my Eliki here, and I think I'm just going to click a Spout here. Just get that damage in a Grim realistically. I want to see what the Grim set is, and I don't want it to be Trick still, although I don't know 100% if it would be Trick. I think Light Screen turn 1 makes a lot of sense here. So I don't know the full set here, but I would like to get a War Spout pressure off into the Grimmsnarl. If it's Groudon coming in, that's fine. I get free chip, which is pretty good here. And I don't think they're targeting the Kyogre here when Eliki, I think, is a bigger threat to the Palkia, but we'll see. Scary Face, good to confirm into the Eliki slot. We will get a War Spout off into the Grim as well as the Palkia and crit the Grim, which I don't think is... Oh, no, that just KOs the Grim. Okay. Okay, that's actually kind of weird. A Max Quake going to come out into my Eliki. All right. Oh, boy, this endgame could go really interesting, especially with the Dawn stuff. Okay. They do have a special defense boost, so they have a special defense boost alongside Light Screen. Eliki on their side coming in. Okay. We're going for the Electroweb 100% here, and you know what? We're clicking Scald into the Eliki. Maybe we could get a Quick Claw activation right here. That would be pretty nice, but we'll find out. Maybe Dynamax Kyogre was actually like probably the right call, but we'll find. I don't know. We'll find out because I don't think I need it either. Let's just see what my opponent decides to go for. I really feel like Dynamax Ninetales might be in the back then. I didn't actually expect him to bring the Eliki. I really thought it was going to be the Rillaboom end game, but yeah, okay, so they decided not to bring Rillaboom. All right, so that means I could get an Electro Buff here into both Pokemon, slow them down once again, and then Kyogre Scald should knock out the Eliki, I think. A nice Electro Web hit, but we don't get the Quick Loss, so the Eliki is still going to be fast regardless and get attack off into Kyogre. Let's see what it decides to go for here, because if it's Electro Web, it's probably okay. If it's Thunderbolt, Volt Switch. Okay. Interesting. So Eliki gonna swap out here. I think that's Magnet. Doesn't look like Specs. I feel like Specs would have done a little bit more. Groudon gonna come in. Huh. Oh, they're gonna max Quake Boost on the Groudon, which is not good for me. Let's find out. So we are gonna be able to get a Scald though, at least. If we get a Burn, that'd be pretty big into the Groudon. That definitely, well, it's light screen up. We do get the Burn though. Okay, that's actually pretty big. Okay, and then Max Quake is gonna fire up from the Palkia into my Eliki. Finish off the Eliki. That's fair. Okay. Oh boy, this end game is tricky. It's tricky. Okay. I wonder. Can I double up, knock out the Groudon is my question, because I feel like that's always my play here. I'm going out into the Ninetales. I'm not clicking the Sheer Cold endgame. If I click the Sheer Cold endgame, it would be pretty funny, but I don't think I have to hit it just yet. We have the Snow Warning, so that's actually pretty big. Now Scald is actually more damage into the Groudon right here. We're Dynamaxing the Ninetales. We're Dynamaxing the Ninetales. Let's see how this goes. Wait, is this physical? No, this is special. Blizzard does more. And we're going to go for a Scald into the Groudon. Oh boy, this is a very questionable endgame. If the Groudon has Protect, I could go for it too, but I don't know if you're going to risk that with the Palkia. But the Palkia is kind of like boosted up with like +2 Spadef with a light screen. Maybe they do go for the... I don't know what the Palkia moveset is though fully, so I don't know if it has Trick Room. We'll find out though. A Groudon going to swap out. That's a very interesting decision into the Eliki. Okay. Huh. So... is this Trick Room? Oh, if it's Trick Room, I should have Starfall. But if it's not Trick Room, this actually works out pretty well for me. We're Dynamaxing our Ninetales here. We're picking up the knock on the Eliki. The Palkia can only choose between KOing the Kyogre or not. And they got rid of their special defense boost, which is also pretty big. So Dynamax Ninetales is definitely a questionable one right here. But a Hailstorm into the Eliki. Let's see how much this does right here. It actually does pick up the knockout, which is actually pretty nice. All right, so we get a Scald off into Palkia. A little bit of extra chip is always nice, especially if we get a Burn, because the Hail plus Burn is going to stack up over time. That does absolutely nothing though. No Burn. Brine. What? Brine? Oh man, Brine Palkia. What the heck? It wasn't even off Hydro Pump. It's off Brine. That's not even the full max power move, but I guess someone really hates to hit their attacks or really hates missing. We're gonna see Groudon come in. I mean, I'm just gonna go for the same play, right? I always go for the Hailstorm here because I feel like if they had Trick Room, they would have just went for it immediately. Last turn of potential light screen. We are going to go for the Hailstorm here into the Groudon, and we are going to go for a Scald into Groudon as well. Let's see. If they have Protect, they have Protect, but also if they don't have Trick Room, I mean, this is looking really solid for us. And I feel like the Trick Room play just makes too much sense there. If you do just switch out to Eliki, try to sack it. Let's see. Groudon does Protect. Okay, we're really going to come down to the Palkia, I guess, which I think is fine. We're going to get a Hailstorm off into Groudon. More residual damage onto both of them, realistically. So let's see if the light screen's over, because if the light screen's over this turn, I might just go for the max Starfall into Palkia the following turn. But we'll see. Scald into the Groudon. Fire. Okay. At least some of the light screen's over. It's not Citrus Berry, it looks like, on the Groudon. Okay. 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 Starfall to Palkia. Scald the Groudon should win us the game. It's Fire Blast Palkia. I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm just clicking Starfall. I'm clicking Scald. A Starfall into the Palkia. Please tell me this picks up the knockout. It does not. Ninetales' special attack is pretty low average. If this is like a really fast Groudon, I guess we're screwed. We'll find out. But I think I had to Starfall. Okay, we do get the Scald off. Okay, so this should KO the Groudon. Yes, okay. That should seal up the win here because Palkia should not be able to double KO and then they feint a Hail afterward. So they go for a Brine here, which they can't miss. They really have Fire Blast, but they don't have Hydro Pump. That's an interesting Palkia set to say the least right here. Okay, I should always win. Palkia, Hail, goodbye Palkia. And a really, really close game right there. I don't even know what to say right there, but didn't go for any sheer coats, unfortunately, but we were able to get somehow maneuver that. Even I don't know like how that happened. We were able to, I think, get rid of the Grim early, which was pretty nice. The Electro up, the big freeze strike damage. I would have probably preferred just going for Protect with the Kyurem turn 1, but I feel like that's just super risky. Again, we saw the Scary Face, so if they did go for like a Scary Face Max Quake, it would have been pretty devastating. But that Palkia, I think, had to be a Solvest, right? We saw Max Quake, we saw Fire Blast, we saw Brine. I want to say the last move is probably Spatial Rend. So that Palkia definitely putting in some work right there. But that Dynamax Ninetales thankfully coming in today to save us, and thankfully they did sack their Eliki. Although I think even if they didn't sack the Eliki, like, it was pretty ideal for me. But then again, they had Fire Blast on the Palkia, which I was not expecting. So that Eliki could have actually still been a threat in the late game, but who knows? I might have had to go for Quick Lock Kyogre then if that was the case. And that is the show. I don't even know how I took 2 wins with this team realistically, but yeah, we were able to pull it out somehow. I wish we could have actually went for sheer coats and like seen if it would have been able to work out, but we did try to go for some Bright Powers and Quick Lofts. Granted, I don't think any of them really came into play, and you know, it is a luck management game, and this definitely probably is more of a fun team on ladder just for the laughs, but going for this in tournament luck, I do not think most players would be able to like get like all the quick claws, bright powers they would need, and would probably run more consistent items, which we would see and come in handy right there, which could have been a really big case in our matches potentially. But if you did enjoy today's video and this kind of team, make sure you leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. If you wanted to see me use more troll stuff, let me know in the comments down below. But if you do want to check out the creator and the details of the team, also down below in the description. And if you want to try out this team for some reason, have some laughs, try it out with the rent code on your screen, and check out the rest of my series full content where I use a lot of cool teams and a lot of fun Pokemon. But that is going to be it for me. Have a great day, people, and until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.